Folks, the dog days of summer are over. We have officially made it. Hockey is back today. And there are a lot of questions about which teams are going to be good and bad this year. Well, at least there would be for lesser men, because I already know which teams are going to win, which teams are going to lose, which teams are tanking for McKenna, and which teams are going to be incredibly mid this year. Time for our first power rankings of the season. And we're starting, of course, at the very bottom with the three teams that I think just have absolutely no shot. They're tanking for McKenna this year, being the Blackhawks, Sharks, and Flyers. I have no confidence in any of these teams. The Flyers have no goaltending. The Sharks are still way too green and unproven on defense and in goal. And the Blackhawks are just a complete mess other than Connor Bedard. Next up, I got three teams who are not right now completely out of it. There's a slim chance I get, but I feel like they're going to be tanking for McKenna within a month or so. Those three teams being the Pittsburgh Penguins, Columbus Blue Jackets, and New York Islanders. For the Penguins, I think they just have too much top-end talent to be that bad. The Blue Jackets, they got a lot of young talent, and maybe they can continue to gel and grow, but they got some big questions as well. The Islanders are in a rebuild, but I like a lot of the stuff Matthew Darche did this offseason, so none of those teams I would entirely count out right now, but I think they'll be in the race for the number one pick when all is said and done. Next tier, we have no chance unless, and it's four teams: Nashville, Calgary, St. Louis, and Anaheim. These are all teams that I think are pretty flawed, but they all have like a win condition to potentially get into the playoffs. For the Predators, if all that really good talent finally manages to gel, they could be a dangerous team. For the Flames, if those young players get much, much better, the Zaris and Parek's, and if Dustin Wolf stands on his head, they can make it into the playoffs. For the Blues, if they can keep that magic they had when they got Jim Montgomery and he doesn't revert to his Boston self. And for the Ducks, if Joel Quenneville can just unlock a lot of these young players to their full potential. Next up, we have six teams that I think are just mid. They're not going to be bad. They're not going to be good. They'll be in the playoff hunt, but I don't think that they're true contenders. The Red Wings, Mammoth, Canucks, Maple Leafs, Bruins, and Canadiens. Now, you might be a little surprised that I have the Bruins and Maple Leafs in here for different reasons. I still believe in the Bruins. They still have a lot of really good core pieces, and with a new head coach, maybe they're going to be a little bit better. I still don't trust their management, but I think that the talent is just too good to deny, and they had a lot of injury issues last year. For Toronto, I just feel like the loss of Mitch Marner is bigger than most people are giving it credit for. And they're in just such a good division. I don't think it's a guarantee that this team is making it into the playoffs. I said that in my preview. As for the other teams, the Red Wings, now that they have a legit goalie, maybe they have a chance. The Mammoth are everybody's sexy pick, but I still have some questions about their back end. The Canucks, who the hell knows what that team is going to be? But again, like the Bruins, got a lot of talent. And the Canadiens played well over their skis last year. All the advanced analytics suggest that they're going to be a team that's going to take a big regression, even though I like what they did this offseason. Next up, I got the teams that I think are going to make the playoffs, and these include the Capitals, Sabres, Wild, Hurricanes, Kings, Golden Knights, Devils, Kraken, Rangers, and Panthers. Panthers are down in this tier entirely because of the two major injuries that they suffered, but for just about all of these other teams, I think either there's a combination of having a lot of good talent and good coaching. Now, I don't think every one of these teams is going to make it. I think some teams are just going to regress and fall backwards like it happens every year. But if you're asking me right here, right now, which teams I think are making the playoffs, it's some mix of these teams and the teams in the mid below them. These are just the ones I'm a little more confident in. And yes, Buffalo, that does include you. You have a lot of talent this year. You should finally be able to actually make it into the playoffs if you can find a goaltender who's just somewhat competent. And I know people will be like, why are the Hurricanes in here? Entirely because of goaltending. I still don't trust it. Their entire roster is stacked. If they can just get competent goaltender, they're a legit contender. For the Kraken, I think that they have a lot of talent that just needs to be better utilized. And with a new head coach who isn't Dan Bilesma, they might have a chance. And every other team in here, I think, has a combination of decent coaching and good talent. And that leaves us with the six teams that I think right now today are the legit contenders: the Winnipeg Jets, Ottawa Senators, Colorado Avalanche, Tampa Bay Lightning, Dallas Stars, and Edmonton Oilers. For the Oilers, self-explanatory. For the Stars, a little concerned because they have a new head coach, Greg Glutzon, and he was brought on way late. But they just have so much talent. I think that they're going to be a contender. Tampa Bay, continuity in goal, continuity behind the bench, a lot of talent. I think that they're constantly underrated, and Florida's injuries has opened the door for them. Colorado, same thing as Tampa, basically. Ottawa is my sexy young pick to make a big move this year. I think that they're going to be a legit contender with all the young talent that they have. And now they finally have a legitimate goaltender and what looks like a decent head coach. And the Winnipeg Jets, former President's Trophy winners, they didn't get much worse than they were last year, even though I think they were playing a little bit over their skis. They are among the 6 teams that I think are going to be contenders. So, what do you think of the initial tier list? Where do you think your team is going to end up this year? Let me know in the comments. Going to be updating this tier list every single week, so be sure to subscribe. I'll catch you next time.